Alright, day 3. I'm heading over to Apex, see what I can find there. I've got to finish going through South Hall. We finished Central, I finished North. Let's see, what else I got to do? Maybe walk around a little bit outside. I finished the performance pavilions. I found Cook Chemi, which is really exciting to me. The Germans are so darn hard to talk to. They're like just staring at me. I'm all amped up about their product, and I don't know. I just have this suspicion that like them and built hamper would be amazing here. But anyway, I'm gonna reach out to them and see if I can convince them to let me sell some of the stuff or all of it. We'll see. So heading over to Apex. The Apex show is it's much more industry specific, and that's where I generally find some cool stuff. So I'm gonna go, Cox Reels is there, Jenny's there, so I'm gonna go talk to those guys. And then there's some stuff I want to talk to Cox about new hose reel options. And then who knows what else I'll find, and then I'll go back over and knock out some of the areas that I've missed, and then spend the rest of the afternoon digging into some detailing stuff. I want to get a tour of the Geon stuff, what's available, and yeah, so lots of stuff I'm going to get into today, and I'll bring you along as usual. So this is Sands Expo, and this is where Apex is, and I'm super early. It's like 7:30. So I think I can just go in here. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Yeah, I'm good to go in. So I'm gonna go hit the bathroom and then go upstairs. So Apex show is much more, I guess you could say, industry specific. So I'm always cruising around looking for something that I'm missing. This looks pretty interesting, actually. So I'm gonna fly around here before anything opens and just walk the aisles and put in a couple of miles and see what I'm missing and see if there's anything cool here that I would have an interest in. So you can see why the blue badge is so important. Because I have the blue one, I can go early and just fly through. Because a lot of this stuff is just weird, you know, but who knows. I want to make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, this area is not good. There's a lot of interesting to see. There's a lot of interesting, you know, Chinese and Taiwanese and companies from India and all over the world that come to these. And that's probably where people find stuff. This is pretty interesting. This company, Liquid Dynamics. I'm 2.5 miles in this morning, just flying through. I'm gonna get some interesting extractors and oil tanks. It looks right up my alley. It's pretty legit. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna look up this company, Samson. Shoot, I guess I'm making these videos more for me than I am for you. These are pretty interesting looking reels. None of them have the same barrel as Cox, though. I'm telling you, people, there's nothing good about these hoses. I know you want to like them because they're pretty green, but just look, it's just super cheap in comparison to anything decent. Just don't do it. Do not do it. I know you want to, but just don't go here. This is the cheapest, most highly marketed stuff. Just trust me on this one. Don't do it. Well, I guess I gotta get one of these. Forward, bro. Forward. That's really interesting. Tool grid. I should probably talk to these guys. This looks like a really interesting idea, interesting way to store loose tools. You didn't want to cut out Kaeser foam or do sonic stuff. Yeah, man, I like this. I'm gonna reach out to these guys for sure. This looks awesome. You could probably just cut this to size or order to size. It looks like you'd have to order it to size, but we could have specific sizes for. Yeah, that's awesome. Just have a little thing that screws in, and then you're labeled. That's fantastic. This is why I come to Apex, just in case. Shoot, that's awesome. So for my channel locks and stuff like that, yeah, look at that. That's fantastic. Really fantastic. Love it. So maybe I'll hang around and talk to these guys, but also for like the Sonic MSS Plus drawer that has the giant, you know, this one of these 50 inch plus drawers, and you could do this kind of stuff. Yeah. Wow. I knew it was worth a trip. Worth the miles. Look at that. There's like a little magnet. Holy cow. I had to come back and see these guys. So, I've never been a cart guy.
Okay.
But this could be something interesting.
Shut.
That's kind of an interesting cart where it's collapsible. The only disadvantage of collapsible is it doesn't feel
flexibility.
It's a little lighter,
light
yeah,
and
sturdy,
well, yeah.
Yeah. And then something bigger like rolling carts. Really interesting. Okay, so you have the option.
You can set it anywhere you want.
Got it. So retraction speed.
What in the heck is on top of your?
That's for wind.
Oh, on the mic?
Microphone, yeah. Yeah, so these are interesting. Mainly for pressure washer hose. So that's the mechanism?
Yeah, it's a hydraulic clutch.
Huh.
And you can see the cap.
Yeah.
So you just line up the clutch, go in there with the screwdriver.
So I guess you could theoretically change it if you needed to later in the future. You could buy a new clutch and swap
You don't need to buy it. You just turn the screw again.
Oh, I got you.
Readjust. You can readjust it as often.
So same clutch adjustability.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you can change your retraction speeds. That's cool. Interesting. This is interesting for filling a differential transmission.
Right.
Really, really whisper quiet, gallon per minute pump. Interesting idea.
And you can get, if you have multiple different types of fluids or oils,
You can get different.
you get the stem kit.
So you're not mixing.
Yeah, and you just take the head off.
Oh wow.
Put it
Yeah.
on the second bucket, third bucket.
That's
You don't
cool.
have to buy the whole kit for every fluid you trade.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, you have pins,
Yep.
and you can put it anywhere
wherever you
on the
want.
board, and you can actually see that it's a relatively snug fit.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Even without the screw, so that you can organize all
Lay
the
it out,
components
set it up, figure out how you want it, and then
how
set
you want it. 3/4 inch, you know. So you can push into position
Oh, that's fantastic.
wherever you want. When you're happy with the layout, then you take the screws and fasten them more permanently. You still don't like it, you unscrew it and redo it again.
So when did you start? How did you come up with this idea?
I can tell you, and
Okay.
you know,
When did you come up with it, or when did you guys launch?
4 years ago,
Yeah.
4.5 years
So
ago.
this has existed for 4 years, and I haven't found this yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I check out Fowler. So for vernier calipers, precision instruments. Wow, these look really cool. I'm gonna reach out to them. So this place, I'm not gonna walk this. I did a couple of years ago and didn't find anything, but this is like an amazing, like bazaar of all kinds of anything you can imagine to do with, you know, OEM manufacturers all over the world. It's crazy. It's like you feel like you're in like some alternate universe, but I'm sure there's a lot of business that gets done in very loose connectivity, because hardly anybody here speaks the same language. People from all over the world. It's pretty crazy. Totally lost. I need to try to get out of here. It's crazy. It's very well lit. Oh, they opened up the air tower, the 5C. So you have built-in dryer, oiling.
They go into a lot of industrial jobs.
So yeah, I think it could be viable to get these set up so that we can bypass them and make it operate. All right, so Marcus, give me the skinny on the new stuff. So it started Meguiar's Ultimate and work to the left, which is what I care about.
Here's the fire drill. Ultimate quick detailer, ultimate quick wax, staples that have been around for about 10 years. We took literally all the key things that people want, the slickness, the gloss, the darkness, that kind of stuff, and just amped all of those up. Still super easy to use, just a better overall experience, better protection, all that. Quick wax is also a 50% bigger bottle. And then we have all new sprayers that just atomize like a dream. Look pretty swanky, and you'll notice those red tabs, so you can ship them online and they don't leak. You pull them off.
So shippable, sprayer shippable.
Ultimate Leather Detailer is all new. Think of this as the best way to maintain, in between deep cleans, of getting protection plus light cleaning. Super easy to use, throw in your microfiber, wipe it down, satiny finish, not a gross gloss. This is the stuff that's probably going to be the most exciting on the consumer line, is that we've taken the blue hybrid ceramic wax and kind of expanded it. This is a liquid version. It is a different formula, very much so that you can wipe it on without having to rinse it off. Super friggin' easy to use, doesn't stain trim or decals or any of that. You're talking 3 to 6 months of protection.
It has some wax in it, so it actually has some carnauba in it.
That actually has some carnauba in addition to the SiO2 based system. So it's literally, as the name says, hybrid ceramic liquid wax. The hybrid ceramic detailer, obviously crazy people like us want to wipe our cars down between washes or use it as a drying aid. So it's super slick, but doesn't degrade your hydrophobics. If you've got a coating or you have the hybrid ceramic wax on there, it'll match that performance. Super easy to use. And both of these, as we kind of talked about offline, the dust doesn't stick to these. So dust and pollen, that's a problem certain times of the year or certain areas of the country. This is going to be more like a coating where you don't have the types of oils in there that want to hold on to that. So your car will look cleaner. It's pretty awesome.
Skip the big box store stuff.
Forget the big box stuff. Going into the pro, well, maybe we go here first. So we're stepping in the US into our first coating we've offered. We've been doing it for about 10 years internationally. Deep Crystal is our coating family, the ceramic paint coating, pretty straightforward. M788 is the part number. It will come with everything here. So you get some swanky branded gloves that Matt's gonna wear from all.
I don't care about that. Yeah. What I care about, show me that block. Show me that block.
Yeah. The block.
We're gonna figure out how to get me these in quantity. The thing's freaking awesome.
We developed this in-house. This is a sweet name for this. It's the Meguiar's Tri-Layer. There's 3 layers.
Yeah.
No scratch applicator.
I'm not using that name, but keep going.
It took us a committee in a week, but this is easily compressible in the middle for contours, a little firmer on the back. This material is not microfiber. This is a proprietary thing that we developed, so you don't need to use a towelette anymore, the micro suedes, and this is no scratch. So when you've got a sensitive paint, some of those applicators can kind of mar the paint sometimes. This is meant to reduce or eliminate that risk.
I like that it matches my cutting path as well.
And that is for you.
I like that.
Surface Prep M122. 6 ounces comes in the kit. It's enough to do a full wipe down to get all your polishing oils, your compound residue, all that kind of stuff for the maximum bond for the coating. This stuff is super easy to use. It does come in a gallon. The gallon's only $40, which is a smoking deal for what this is. You really can't screw up using it. I'm using it when I'm doing my paint correction to wipe off my compounds.
No dilution, using it straight up.
Use it straight up.
Yeah.
It's not going to have the risk of staining or swelling your paint like some other products.
You're saying we could leave it on the paint for 2 minutes, and then you actually get better performance if you let it sit for a minute or 2.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get off it's not a wax and grease remover, but if you're trying to knock that kind of stuff down, give it a couple minutes.
Like a real oily polish of some sort.
Yeah. But compound and polish residue, it'll take care of that no problem. The complete kit, the 50 milliliter, that's enough to do 1 car 2 or 3 times. You're looking at $80 for the whole kit.
And we talked about this coating being a very, very, let's say, body shop, dealership, maybe not a coating expert, very friendly for application.
Right. So obviously, you know, Meguiar's has a wide range of customers. They go from the ultra high-end detailer doing Pebble Beach to the enthusiast to the weekend warrior and everywhere in between, plus the big accounts, the dealerships, that kind of stuff. Those folks, some of them are not gonna like the idea of something that if they don't wipe it off within a 2-minute window, you know, they're compounding or sanding their car. So we've eliminated the risk of a high spot with that formula. It leaves a film on top of itself, a part of that formula, so that it doesn't fully cure until you've removed the excess, and the remaining film then has an ability to fully cure. So it just makes it so stress-free and so easy that literally anybody can do it. You're looking at about a year of protection with that, and you can easily do repairs if you've got to or something like that and coat over itself. You don't have to remove the old one. So it's just very easy to use. Moving over here, obviously we've had a lot of popularity with the hybrid ceramic and the consumer line, that blue bottle. This is an all new set of formulas based on that backbone of SiO2. This is a liquid sealant. Put it on with a DA, put it on by hand. You can put it on the whole car and then wipe it off. Works phenomenally well on PPF. Makes it very slick and hydrophobic. Gives you that self-cleaning. Works over decals and vinyl too. So very versatile product. That's our most durable sealant we've ever had. So real world, you should expect 3 to 6 months of protection. And the hydrophobics are on par with the true ceramic coating. That is not a coating, but the behavior in those regards is very top notch. The other thing is both of these have a self-leveling technology. So when you first apply it after you remove the excess, sometimes you may see a little bit of a haze if you put a light on it. Don't freak out, relax. I put that on the label, chill out. You got a couple minutes, it'll self-level. Gloss will amp up. The gloss on this stuff is bonkers. My truck is a metallic gray. I did a complete correction. You wouldn't really expect to get much else from something, and it blew my mind how much darker and deeper it looked putting that on top of it.
But this, we talked about M27 would be a standalone. You wouldn't do M78 topped with M27.
Yeah,
that's
this is a standalone sealant. If you want to maintain the 788, you would top it with the 799. That's why we named it the way that we did. That will come capped so that you can buy it from Matt and he can ship it to you.
Yeah, I saw it.
This is at full strength, this is a spray sealant. So something that you would spray onto clean paint or onto a coated car or onto PPF, and you're going to get about 3 or 4 months of very strong hydrophobic protection, as well as, you know, other slickness.
Not water activated. You would spray on, wipe off.
Dry car.
What about as a drying aid? Have you done that?
If you dilute it, so you go 1 part water, 3 parts product, it's going to give you a similar experience to the hybrid ceramic detailer. So that means you could use this as a clay lube, you could use this as a drying aid, or use it as a boosted detailer. So I'll use this throughout the week if I need to wipe something down at 1 to 3, and that's your maximum slickness. You don't want to use it full strength on a dusty or dirty car, you know, for the best performance. The other really neat thing too is that with a lot of these SiO2 products, especially on darker cars, they want to hold on or suck that stuff in there. You might get a dark spot, spray it straight in the towel, 1 more wipe, and it will level it out.
We all know how important it is to me. What's the percentage of SiO2?
The next thing we're going to talk about, this one's pretty fun for us. We've been working with ScanGrip to develop this. Obviously, they've made it, but we went to them and said, hey, you know, there's some things that we'd like to incorporate into a tool, and we want it to be unique to us. And they said, hey, we'd love to work with you guys. So this is an aluminum alloy. It's not a plastic or rubber bodied tool. Very robust. Comes with a 2-year warranty. But the really cool part about it is that there are separate controls, and you can turn on the light. You click and hold the brightness button, and it will fade down, and it will blink when you hit that bottom. If I click and hold it again, it will scan back up to the maximum brightness. I can stop anywhere in there, linear, stepless. So there's no 1, 2, 3 set thing. I find exactly where I want to fine tune that. I take the color temperature button and I can change it down to cool, or click and hold it and it'll go the other direction to warm. So this way, if you're working on a metallic silver car trying to find swirls, you're going to use a very different light output than if you're on a black car trying to find swirls, or a coating high spot. You know, we know that you're going to use a different color temperature and brightness all of the time on different stuff. The other thing is the LEDs on the back will change and they will tell you what setting you're using. So that way, if you find a system that works, next time you see a car like that, hey, oh yeah, I remember it was about this. And then when I power it off and back on with one click, it maintains whatever I turned it off at. So you don't need to go through all the steps. It saves you a little bit of time. It's just really nice to live with and use. We will have this thing along with all the Pro products will be in Q1. So give it a few months for us to get these to you guys. But it's kind of the big rundown on us.
There you go. These were for big box stores, at least for the time being, so we don't need to go over that. Thanks, man. So I came by to see my buddy Jonathan at the Redenso booth. And you guys know this guy, but that's Ariel. He's like the radar guy. You've heard him on the podcast and stuff. But this is a AI Linux board, basically. So the general thesis here, it's be hard to explain at this point, but the general thesis is when a Falcon or a Talon or a very specific radar detector is used, that this engine will know what type of radar detector it is rather than trying to filter out X band or K band or KA band. So we're gonna have, hopefully in the not too distant future, on our dash or on the windshield, we're gonna have a machine or a learning machine that will learn what a radar detector is and how it works, and be able to, rather than filtering, actually understand and know what's being operated, what's being used, and then alerting you accordingly, instead of you're getting X band from automatic doors and all of that stuff. So I'm glad I stopped by. I'm gonna be I asked to be on the pilot, so when they come out, this would get me to start selling frickin' radar detectors. So anyway, pretty cool. All right, 3D users, help me out. You know, a lot of you were making a suggestion of which product I should use for heavy cutting. I think it was this 500, but I'm not sure. But I was just talking to them about distribution, if I could, you know, offer this as part of the system. You know, we're looking for something that is like 101 without all the dusting for those times when I have an M5 that is too hard to cut with something like Jescar. So Rupes, new stuff. We all know this guy, Mr. Rose. New Uno course, fine, new bottles. Tell me what's going on. What do we got?
Yeah, so up here, I'll just talk about these. These are two new buffing pads for rotary. So these are rotary application. This one up here, the darker blue one, is more of a traditional dish style wool pad. This style of wool pad's been around for actually decades. And so this is not anything new and innovative.
Is this a pad that you would not use flat? Is this where you see the guys turning it up on edge?
You can use it flat, you can tilt it, you know, just like a rotary application. Now this is newer technology. This is a rotary pad as well, but there's a foam interface pad similar to our DA wool pads.
Yeah.
That many of your viewers love and use, but this has now been applied for rotary, and this is a very different wool fiber than what the DA wool pads. This is made to handle the high heat and high friction of a rotary application. So those two new wool pads. Now, consistent with our blue and yellow color scheme, we have our DA coarse, DA fine. This is the more aggressive, obviously, and this is for sanding marks, heavy defects, water spots, and then for lighter defects.
These aren't just new bottles, it's an actual new formulation.
New formulation, yes.
DA specific.
Yeah, and what this means is it's actually for the gear-driven melee tool as well as the random orbital. So it works in both systems. And higher cut, better finishing, less dust.
Non-diminishing or diminishing?
These are
non-diminishing. Yeah. And then you have the Uno product.
Now the Uno family is expanded into 3 products. So this is Uno Protect, which is a one-step cleaner wax, all in one, you know, whatever you want to call it, LSP. But this is a clean, you know, corrects, polishes, protects in one application.
Is this body shop targeted? Is this targeted toward detailers? I mean,
it's actually made for. We targeted car dealerships, you know, for their lot cars. That was the primary customer. But basically, anybody that wants a quick cleanup, a once around the car, for like up to 90 days of protection.
so all of them. So we have.
Now Uno Pure and Uno Prime Plus Protect, these are ultra fine polishes, so they're both meant for the last 10 to 15% of defects that you're trying to go after on the car, or you have soft paint. So that's what these are for.
Yeah.
But the Uno Pure, leaves no solids behind. This is like it sounds, a pure polish. So it creates clarity, creates gloss, doesn't leave anything behind, so there's no fillers, no protected qualities, no silicone, anything like that. Then the Uno Prime Plus Protect, this is a very complex formula and kind of a new category popping up in the marketplace. But the prime part speaks to its ability to be a primer before the application of a paint coating.
Got it.
And then the protection is it could actually function as a standalone last step product.
So
up to 12 months.
So I finish down, and then I wipe with a towel. Do I follow with an IPA solution or anything, or do I just go right to a coating?
Well, what you do is follow the directions from your coating manufacturer and what they recommend on preparation for the coating.
Got it.
And you follow that, whatever that is. But this lays down solid, so this actually leaves stuff
behind,
on the paint.
Interesting.
And that's that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, that's a wrap. Day 3. I got my glasses on because it's so darn dry in the desert. I've been wearing chapstick and lotion all day. Anyway, day 3 is done. So much cool stuff. Met so many cool people. It's just amazing. So I'll see you on day 4.